Hello everybody and welcome back to Dead Rising 2. I am here in the Atlantica Casino as I prepare to do the case file World's Most Dangerous Trick. Looks like someone is performing tricks by the stage in the Atlantica Casino. This case file will pop up at midnight. And I'm going to take my time doing this battle because it can be a little bit painful, so I recommend having some healing items. I'm going to be using my knife gloves to deal fast and effective damage. And I also went ahead and restocked my inventory off screen.
Abracadabra! Damn it! Roger, you idiot! We need to get on the ball if I'm ever going to get out of this hole and into the spotlight as I deserve. Don't you see? This is finally my chance. I mean, our chance. Go, you imbecile! Get ready for the next trick. And now, the trick that the world will soon know us by. But first, do we have a volunteer? A lovely lady, perhaps? We have a volunteer! It is time for the most dangerous magic trick of all time. Sawing the lady in half! Abracadabra! Damn it! Not again!
Hey, that's not magic. She's dead.
Oh, look at Mr. Big Guy here. Everyone's a critic, aren't they? You think this is easy? I suppose you know how to saw a woman in half, right, Big Shot? We're professionals, okay? Who asked you to come in here while we were practicing? You just want to tear us down, like the others, don't you? Well, we just so happen to have a very special trick just for you. It's a little disappearing trick. You'd be the perfect volunteer. The ending is to die for!
Alright, so we are now going to be pitted against these two psychopaths. And unlike the Crystal and Amber boss fight when we were fighting the twins, you have to kill both Reed and Roger. If you guys remember, during the case file where we fought the twins, we only had to kill one of them before the fight was over. What I would recommend is going after Reed first, because he's the biggest pain in the butt. He'll charge at you, and he's carrying a rocket launcher, so he'll fire rockets at you, which stuns you and makes you drop your weapon, which I find just annoying on its own. But he's also capable of dealing high amounts of damage, so I definitely recommend killing him first. I'm gonna need to heal here. These guys are rough. I don't really have much of a strategy, to be honest. My strategy is always just to take out Reed ASAP, because he's also the quicker one of the two. Roger kind of runs around a lot, and you can kind of chase him around. But Reed is really in your face. So once he's taken down, you can go after Roger, and he wields two swords. They're called magician's swords. I think they're actually a unique weapon that he has, which is kind of funny because the twins also had swords. I'm gonna look for some food here. There's a couple of food items here by the boss fight, as you can see, but just be careful when you have some of this stuff, because if you're using alcohol especially, you don't want to start vomiting everywhere, as we know what happens when you start vomiting. It slows you down and makes you very, very vulnerable. After I kill Reed, I always lose sight of Roger. He really just runs around the casino very, very sporadically. So it's just a matter of kind of catching up to him. Here he is. So he'll charge at you with the knives, or the swords, I should say. And then he can also do a spin attack like that, which is kind of his stronger attack, and knock you over, and then he'll usually proceed to run away again. Nothing too special with these two. It's just, it can be really difficult because there are two of them and you do have to fight both of them, which you may not anticipate when you get into the fight. So definitely bring some healing items, and I would say that a pair of knife gloves would really help. I can also use my tenderizers, but they don't have the potential to do as much damage. So I'm gonna stick with these to do the most damage that I can. He'll also kill zombies that are in his way, which can be kind of nice, because if they're distracting him, it might give you a chance to get a hit in on him. But he's not even paying attention to me, he's just running around. Where did he go? There he is.
I've always wanted to do that.
Excellent. Alright, so after those two are down, you can take their weapons. They each drop a unique weapon. Roger will drop the Magician's Sword, and Reed will drop the Rocket Launcher. The Rocket Launcher is a two-handed weapon, so you can't carry it in your inventory, but it counts as an explosive. So it's really fun to use. You can use it aimed or unaimed, and you can fire rockets, which is really good for crowd control, to be honest. It can take out large groups of zombies, but it's a little bit sporadic. Unless you're aiming it, of course. And if you are hit, you'll drop it. If you jump, I do believe you'll also drop it. Like if you jump and you're interrupted mid-air. Anytime a zombie hits you, you'll drop it. So this is just this for demonstration if anyone's curious as to how this works. I do believe that the rocket launcher here is also a combo weapon. Of course, this is a unique one. This is specially colored. Reed kind of has his own unique weapon, but you can also make this out of a few ingredients that you can find in Fortune City. And like with all of the unique weapons that are dropped from psychopaths, anytime you come into the casino, all these weapons will also respawn. So that's kind of nice if you're looking to get a little bit of a PP boost. You have two weapons right here that you can use. After their defeat, you're gonna have another case file come up at 2 AM called Family Feud. So we need to go to the Fortune City Hotel. There's a girl crying up on the rooftop that we need to go and talk to. It's really nice around this time because the case files are all spaced out very, very nicely. They're about 2 or 3 hours apart, so you really have a lot of time and it's really no rush, which is kind of a nice change from all the work that we've been doing. This next case file is kind of a pain though, because it's a lot of going back and forth. We're going to do a little bit of running around. So prepare for that. We're going to go to the hotel first, which fortunately is very, very close to the casino. It's not a very far walk away. Very, very convenient, seeing as how we're going to have to travel quite a bit in between the two locations. So when you get to the hotel, we're going to have to go to the rooftop, and if you recall, this was the stage of the helicopter fight that we did, so we weren't here too long ago. So once you're on the rooftop, you just need to follow the quest arrow. Up here we will find Lillian, who appears to be very, very upset about her mother. If you speak to her, she'll tell you a little bit more about it. It looks like she may be contemplating suicide, which doesn't look good because there's not even a bottom. She's so high up that they didn't even bother making a bottom. So I can imagine that'd be a pretty far drop. So Chuck's going to try to talk her out of her suicide. She wants us to bring back her mother to her. They got separated trying to find a place to regroup. So we need to head over to the Atlantica Casino. We were just there. Unfortunately, you're not able to grab the survivor any earlier. It would have been really nice to be able to grab her mother after we finish the psychopath battle, but the game just wants us to work for our survivors. And when you get back to the casino, you can see that Camille is waiting for us. She's very, very close. And normally you would have to ward off a group of zombies, but luckily for me, she was actually standing there and nothing was bothering her. So that's nice. She's armed with a lead pipe, so you don't have to arm her with a weapon. She's already ready to defend herself. And if you talk to her twice, she will then follow you. She wants you to take her to her daughter. So we have to go back to the hotel now. And once you've escorted Camille back to the rooftop of the hotel, you just need to bring her over to her daughter, and we can reunite them. So this is a pretty simple case file. All you have to do is reunite these two, and then they will both come with you back to the safe house. And although it's kind of a pain in the butt to travel to go and get the mom and bring her back to the daughter, at least they're within close enough proximity to each other that you don't really run the risk of killing the mom before you can, bring her back to the daughter or whatever. So again, a very easy group of survivors to pick up. Just a little bit of running around, and now that that's done, we are going to run them directly back to the safe house, which is also not very far from here, so that's excellent. So now I need to decide which route I want to go. I could go through South Plaza, or I could go through the park again. Either way will work. Maybe we'll go through South Plaza. I haven't really been here in a little while, and it's probably wise for me to look for a little bit of healing. There's some orange juice up here. This is where we fought Seymour. You can see all of his poor victims are still hanging there. But that'll pick me up right quick. Now I just need to be able to find my way. There's no arrow, but South Plaza is simple enough to get through. This way I can go right through the Americana Casino, right to the entrance of where the safe house is, rather than going through the strip and then going through the mall. Not a whole lot here that I want to pick up, though. Was just really desperate for a healing item for the most part. But of course there are odds and sods here if I was going to make another combo weapon. This is a great place for finding some of those heavy-duty type materials that you might not be able to find elsewhere. And I think we're going to be going this way. This goes back to the arena, and then from there we should be able to cut right across. Not a whole lot of zombies in the plaza, though. I'm very surprised. I'm very surprised they're not over here by the door, as they usually are. Alright, ladies, follow me. I could also stop and do a little bit of gambling, but I might do that after I drop them off. From what I recall, there's not a whole lot else to do after this until rescue comes. And rescue is coming in about 5 hours. It's nearly 4 in the morning. And rescue will be here at 9 a.m. I was also thinking that I should totally bring back Katie another present, but I don't think that I have any within the near vicinity that I could bring back to her. There's a stuffed animal in the Americana Casino, but I do believe I've already brought that one to her. I've gotten half of the gifts for her, I think, but I'm still missing a bunch of them. Because like I said, I was only really planning on bringing gifts back to her when they were convenient, if they were, you know, on the way back to the safe house or whatever. When I wasn't carrying somebody. Pick up a little bit of money here. We still have over $1 million, so we're looking good in terms of money. And my inventory is looking a little bit bleak. I need to make another pair of knife gloves. I think that both of my pairs are pretty much worn down. And I'm getting a phone call from Stacy. Oh, just telling me it's close to me having to give Katie her Zombrex. I still have a couple of hours, and like I mentioned in the last episode, I have more than enough Zombrex than I need for the rest of the game. I only need 2, and I've got 3. And this is actually perfect timing because at 4 a.m. the Fortune City Botany Club quest will come up, and we need to talk to Vicky in the safe house. So we're going to do that as soon as we get there. Excellent. Thank you for the PP bonus, ladies. They are safe. So let's talk to Vicky and see what she wants. We haven't had a chance to speak with her yet. We rescued her in the beginning of the game. She was being held captive by Brandon, one of the earlier psychopaths in the game. And she's kind of a hippie. She believes in green technology and plants and things like that. So what she's looking for is a rare plant from the Clorox collection in the Palisades Mall. And I mentioned this in the last video when I picked up Andy. I had picked up the specific plant that she's looking for. Another good chance to do this quest would be when you were escorting Camille and Lillian back to the safe house. It's perfectly reasonable to take a detour through the Palisades and go pick it up. So she's looking for the peace art plant. It looks like a little shrub. And if you bring it to her, she will give you a nice PP bonus. Not terribly worth it if it's out of reach for you, like it's, you know, unreasonable or whatever, but if you want the PP bonus and you have time to kill, then you may want to consider doing that, especially since now our schedule is pretty much cleared up. All that we're really waiting for is to give Katie her Zombrex at 7, and rescue should also be here soon. So thank you guys so very much for watching this episode, and I hope that I will see you next time.